Welcome to Cold Brew Finance's U.S. End-of-Week Deep Dive, covering market moves in indexes, sectors, stocks, and global markets for the week ending Thursday, July 3rd, 2025. Kicking things off, I'm Max Profit. Key indexes posted strong gains this week. The S&P 500 index and the Nasdaq Composite index both reached new all-time highs, closing at 6,279 and 20,601, respectively. The Russell 2000 index led gains, advancing 3.5%. Market breadth showed impressive strength. The Dow 30 index displayed remarkable breadth, with all 30 components advancing this month. The S&P 500 showed strong participation with 358 advancing stocks versus 137 declines this week. Weekly returns were notably positive across the board. The Russell 2000 and Dow 30 led with returns above 3%. Year-to-date, the Nasdaq Composite and S&P 500 are outperforming with gains exceeding 6.5%. Long-term performance shows the Nasdaq Composite leading with a 10-year annual return of 15.2%. The S&P 500 follows with 11.7%, while the Russell 2000 has delivered 6.1% annually over the same period.
Checking out best and worst performing equities, I'm Penny Stock. Damon skyrocketed an astounding 9,900% to 0.9 amid very strong upward volatility. Lixte Biotechnology surged 267.5% to 2.83, showing a very strong positive trend. Weekly returns were exceptional for several stocks. Damon posted a staggering 9,900% weekly return. Lixte Biotechnology and Sonnet BioTherapeutics delivered weekly returns of 267.5% and 240.8% respectively. Looking at long-term performance, Sonnet BioTherapeutics shows a 10-year decline of 74%. Lixte Biotechnology has fallen 15.7% annually over the past decade, while Wolfspeed has remained relatively flat with a 0.2% 10-year annual return. Among large caps, Nike led gains, rising 22.1% to 76.39. FirstSource advanced 18.8% to 185.3, while Hewlett-Packard Enterprise climbed 16.1% to 21.34. All showed strong positive trends. Weekly returns were impressive across large caps. Nike topped with a 22.1% gain, followed by FirstSource at 18.8%. Carnival Corporation continued its momentum, marking its third consecutive weekly rise. Looking at decade-long performance, FirstSource stands out with a 15.1% annual return. Carnival Corporation shows a slight decline over 10 years, while Nike maintained modest 3.4% annual gains. Among declining stocks, Mullen Automotive plunged 70.5% to 0.22, marking its sixth consecutive weekly drop. Austin Technology Group fell 69.8% to 0.17, while Dogness International dropped 64.7% to 10.25. Weekly losses were severe, with Mullen Automotive falling 70.5% and Austin Technology Group declining 69.8%. Dogness International and Unity Biotechnology both recorded significant drops exceeding 60%. Small cap stocks faced severe declines this week. Mullen Automotive plunged 70.5% to 0.22, marking its sixth consecutive down week. Austin Technology Group dropped 69.8% to 0.17, while Dogness International fell 64.7% to 10.25. Unity Biotechnology and Sonnet Technologies also saw significant losses. Healthcare stocks led the big cap declines. Centene tumbled 37.8% to 33.31, hitting new yearly lows. Molina Healthcare dropped 17.6% to 239.58. Despite overall weakness, Palantir Technologies showed resilience with strong positive trends. Elevance Health and Williams Companies both declined around 6.7%. Weekly returns show significant pressure on healthcare stocks. Centene posted the largest decline with a weekly return of minus 37.8%, while Molina Healthcare fell 17.6%. Despite the pullback, Palantir Technologies maintains strong year-to-date gains of over 77%. Elevance Health and Williams Companies each lost about 6.7%. Looking at longer-term performance, Centene shows weakness across all timeframes, down 50% over 1 year. Molina Healthcare has declined 19% in the past year, but maintains a 10-year ARR of 13%. Palantir Technologies stands out with a 419% one-year return, while Elevance Health and Williams Companies show mixed results.
And now onto U.S. sector performance, where leaders showed remarkable strength. Basic materials led with a 3.7% gain amid strong upward volatility. Industrials and financial services both rose 2.7%, setting new all-time highs. All 5 top sectors displayed strong positive trends and closed up multiple weeks consecutively. Market breadth was decisively positive across these leading sectors. Financial services showed particularly strong participation with 492 advances versus 109 declines. Technology and industrials also demonstrated robust breadth, with advancing stocks outnumbering declining ones by more than 2.5 to 1. Weekly returns highlighted basic materials outperformance at 3.8%. Year-to-date, industrials leads with a 13.3% gain, while consumer cyclicals remains the only sector in negative territory, down 2.6%. Looking at longer-term performance, technology stands out with a remarkable 10-year ARR of 21.9%. Consumer cyclicals and industrials follow with 11.3% and 10.4% respectively over the same period.
Basic materials stocks showed notable strength this week. Builders FirstSource led with a 9.6% gain to 127.22, showing strong upward volatility. Celanese and Lixte International both closed up 2 weeks straight, rising 7.6% and 7% respectively. DuPont experienced very strong upward volatility, gaining 6.4%. Month-to-date returns were particularly strong for Celanese at 10%, with an impressive average daily return of 3.3%. Builders FirstSource and DuPont also performed well, gaining 9% and 7.5% respectively for the month. However, year-to-date returns remain challenging across the sector. Long-term performance shows Builders FirstSource with impressive 10-year returns of 904%, averaging 26% annually. Lixte International has also delivered strong results with a 459% total return over the decade. In contrast, Celanese and LyondellBasell have struggled with negative long-term returns.
The worst-performing sectors showed mixed signals. The utilities sector and consumer defensive exhibited very strong positive trends, both closing up 2 weeks straight. Communication services hit a new all-time high, but has moved sideways for 3 days. Healthcare showed a mixed negative trend despite recent gains. Market breadth reveals interesting patterns. Healthcare shows mixed signals with daily advances slightly ahead, but monthly declines dominating. Communication services demonstrates broad strength with advances leading across all timeframes. Real estate shows particularly strong daily breadth with 161 advances versus 63 declines. Looking at returns, real estate led weekly performance with a 1.96% gain. Healthcare is down 1.49% year-to-date, while communication services shows the strongest year-to-date return at 10.05%. Utilities has maintained steady positive returns across all time frames. Over longer periods, communication services stands out with a 143% 10-year total return, averaging 9.3% annually. Real estate shows the lowest 10-year performance at 48% with a 4% annual rate. Healthcare and consumer defensive both achieved around 83% total returns over the decade.
Utility stocks were broadly lower today. Constellation Energy and NRG Energy both maintain very strong positive trends, with NRG recording a new all-time high last week. PG&E shows a very strong negative trend while trading sideways for the past 4 days. Year-to-date returns show significant divergence in the sector. NRG Energy leads with a 75.6% gain, followed by Constellation Energy at 39.4%. Meanwhile, PG&E has declined 31.1% over the same period. Looking at longer-term performance, NRG Energy shows remarkable strength with a 600% 10-year total return. PG&E has struggled, down 72% over the same period. Constellation Energy leads the one-year returns at 48.5%.
Thanks for watching. I'm Max Profit, along with my AI co-host Penny Stock. Please like, subscribe, comment, share. Cold Brew Finance is an experimental project with market reports written, narrated, and delivered totally by AI, with market data kindly provided by financialmodelingprep.com. Always seek professional financial advice before making any investment decisions. Check into the channel daily for coverage of stocks, crypto, currency, and commodities. Thanks for watching.